Welcome to this session. So here we will discuss about how we can configure catalogs for specific customer in Maximo IT. Uh, so this can be achieved by adding a service Maximo for service provider to your environment. This can be added from Maximo application suite. Maximo for service provider is a industry solution. So with the documentation. Basically, Maximum for service provider works helps to manage customer agreement, service delivery, customer billing, supplier contracts, and uh, anything related to providing services to your internal or external customers. Okay, so managing customers and their data, those all things can be handled by features provided by Maximum Service Provider. So once your service provider is added to your environment, just log in to your environment as administrator. Once you logged in, you can see your application module called Service Provider SP. So these are the basic applications that are helpful to create customer agreements, customers, bill reviews, sales orders, and all. And there are also other applications provided by service provider. Those are specifically designed for service provider business logics. Like there are multiple applications, like duplicate applications, like the asset application can be used by the organization to manage their assets, but there is another application provided by service provider team called assets sp that can be helpful to add all the service provider related business, like if you want to manage assets for a specific external customer, you are managing assets for one of your customer, you can use this asset sp application to access the customer level data. Okay. So to start with the configuration, I will show you. This is a pre-configured environment where I can explain you the exact user story. Let's say my organization has two customer, IBM and Capgemini, and we are responsible to provide some of our services to particularly IBM users. Maybe there are certain services that are entitled to Capgemini customer. Okay. So for these customer, first you can use this basic to configure basic customer level information. You can use this customer objects SP application that is provided by service provider itself. I can show you here. To access customer level data, the documentation says you can use this security group application and customer object application. So the customer level objects that can be restricted according to the customer and their restriction conditions are defined in customer object application. So here you can see on these are the there are out of box 48 objects that are pre-configured for restriction. If your environment doesn't have this restriction, you can use this create default conditions. Uh, then this will be created the out of box restriction for each object. And these conditions can be customizable according to your business requirement. So for this particular scenario, I will show you like how it works with PMSC catalog, the catalogs application. So you have this catalog applications restrictions here, or you can configure these restrictions from the security group application. Like based on your configuration in security group application, one of these conditions will be get invoked, and these conditions will be get applied to your database query. Okay. So basically, for the services, we use just PMSC. MAXIMO-IT offers PMSC offering as the main object for the service offerings. You can see the service offering. Now you can see like there are multiple restrictions. For this particular scenario, I will explain by configuring this inside the security group customer list. Like we will create a security group and we will add customer the entitled customers to that security group so that this particular condition expression will be invoked and whenever the end user the customers end user like there are multiple users from IBM, my customer. Okay, so when they will access the end user service catalog view, then the view will be restricted by this expression, and this expression is customizable, and you can customize it with your business requirement. Okay, so this is how customer object works. Now let's go to the users application. I will show you like I have created multiple user for the IBM company and for the CG company. And you can use this like say this is a user for Gemini company. And if you want to like choose the customer link a customer to this particular user, you can use this people ST application provided by service provider, and you can select the customer here. Like if I want to select Capgemini as the linked customer with this user. Okay. And there is also another configuration tab called customer access. If you want, this is a consultant user who has access to multiple customer. Maybe he's responsible for configuring something in different type of customers data. So you can select multiple customers here as well. And this customer list can be invoked, can be configured during the service security group configuration. And based on this configuration, there is, let me show you again the customer object application. Customer object, go to PMSC offering. You can see there is, there is a condition for person's customer list. Like if you have configured a customer list based on person, like for individual person, then this restriction will be invoked. And this like the criteria will be defined in the security group application, in which you will configure there like in which way you want to restrict the data in customer level. So let me show you security group. Means the core security group application is provided by manage, and this security group SP is provided by the service provider team, where you can configure settings related to customer specific data. So I have created two security groups. One is for IBM users default group. One is for IBM end users. Like there are two users. Those are agents, maybe administrator, and though they have different level of access to the application. And there are there are two users. Those are end users. They do not have much access to the application like configuration and all. They only have access to the uh, self service module of the application. Like they can only see the services provided by my company and they can use them. So now here you can see the customer tab. You can see these are the options like how you want this security group to be add restriction to the customer objects while accessing the data from the database. So like here I have choose you can choose this authorized group customer in users person customer access list. If you enable this, then the customer list in the person application, for each individual person you have to define customers, like you have to define the customer in the e- based on each user person. Okay, but we will configure the customer list based on security groups, on the security group level. So I have added the customer as IBM here. And similarly, I have created another group for Capgemini. for the Capgemini users. Okay. Now, let me show you the offerings. Like we have multiple offerings, like around 25 offerings that my organization serves to our internal or external customers. Now, out of these 25 offerings, I want two offerings specifically to be shown to the IBM user. Okay, so the IBM user cannot see all these offerings. If I show you now, let me go to self-service center. I have logged in as the administrator. Like I am entitled to access all the offerings in my environment, like all the services that my organization is providing. So this is the view from the administrator who has access to all the offerings. Okay. Now now. mm, So what I want to do is I want to configure these two offerings for the IBM users. Okay. Now, to achieve this, this can be done from catalogs application. You can create a catalog for specific to your customer, or you can use existing catalog. If you want to use existing catalog, you can use that. But I have created a new catalog for specific to my customer IBM. Now, in the customer list here, I have added IBM as the customer list for this catalog. Like these catalog offerings will be accessible only to the users or to the users those have access to this particular customer level information. Like we have how if I explain it in a bigger picture, we have configured the customer list in the security group, and the security group, the user is a part of the security group. When the user is going to access the offerings, it will add that particular restriction. It will check from the security group what are the customer list that are allowed to get information, and then this will also check the catalog if this particular catalog is configured for the allowed customer list in the security group. If both matches, then the data will be accessible to that particular user. So this is a heavy restriction around customer data. So how the user will access customer level information. So now you can see I have added these two offerings to this catalog. Okay. So you can also configure another for the CG user. I have not configured it yet. Let me configure one more technology. Let's say this is a CG services. Services for CG. For, so the Capgemini customer users will be responsible for like entitled to access the offerings in this catalog. Okay. Now save the catalog, change its status to active, and let's add two offerings, two or three offerings here. Okay. So add not the same offering. I'll add, let's say this email change password offering. It's a pending offering. Now let's remove database. So this is active. Okay. Just we can go here to the offering, change its status to active. I'll just quickly change its status to active. Okay. So, yeah. So these are two offerings. The, those are those will be visible to the Capgemini users. Okay. So let me go to another browser. I was already logged in with the IBM users. Now I can use this IBM user. I logged in as the my customer user, the end user, and as per my environment's configuration, this user will be entitled to access the customer level information only specific to IBM, not Capgemini. So the Capgemini related offerings will be shown to the Capgemini user, and the IBM related offerings will be shown to the IBM user. Service center. Now, if I click on the request a new service, you can see there are only two offerings. Those are configured for the IBM user, build new server and build new server middleware. Let's see from the Capgemini user how how my other customer can see the catalogs. I go to self service center, service. You can see uh, there are these are different offerings. Those are configured for the Capgemini customer, like remove database from the server or email change password. So these offerings can be customizable. You can create your own with the system. So so this was the whole configuration process. How this how Maximo IT can utilizes Maximo service provider to provide a seamless configuration to configure the catalogs views for specific customer or consumer groups. Okay, thank you.